TV6 presents live coverage of the City of Festivals Parade. Brought to you by Old Style Beer, America's best brewed premium beer. And Paratech and Curtis Ambulance, who remind you to learn and use the emergency phone number in your community. And by True Value, more than just a name. It's our way of doing business.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Mike Miller, along with Nancy Chandler, to bring you TV6's live coverage of the wonderful City of Festivals Parade in Milwaukee. Fun, color, and excitement all afternoon, about 2 solid hours, and we'll have it all for you.
The 5th annual. The crowds are here, the clouds stayed away, so we're lucky for that.
So far, yeah.
We are not the only two that are going to help you enjoy this parade. We got a couple of powerful partners who are also going to be doing some play-by-play. We'll toss it to them now.
I get to sit with the biggest kid at the City of Festivals Parade, Tom Pippins. We have a hard time keeping him in his chair because he wants to go out there and march.
Well, I have my sneakers on, and if I can get some permission, maybe Pat Holder, our producer, I'm out of here.
It's a great parade. This is number 5, as you heard, and the 5th is going to be the charm. Let's go to Joanne Williams, right in with the people.
I'm out here watching the crowd swell. There weren't that many people here about 5 minutes ago. All of a sudden, a couple of hundred people have shown up for the City of Festivals Parade. I'm going to enjoy it out here with the people. Now let's go over to Mike and Nancy.
All right,
As you
Joanne.
can see, it's starting to come towards us.
Right on time. They say it's going to happen at 3 o'clock, and by golly, it always seems to. There's the beginning of it right there. These are the banners at the beginning. The banners say, "Here we come, the 5th annual City of Festivals Parade," and the last banner, "Living in Harmony," which is the theme of this year's entire parade.
And as you can see, carried by members of the Scouts, some of those banners are.
A lot of Girl Scouts involved there, and Milwaukee Sentinel paper carriers, students from Cardinal Stritch College, all chosen especially to start off the parade and carry those nice banners.
Following them, the Milwaukee Police Department motorcycles. Now, these guys are busy today. The Milwaukee Police Department, certainly they provide these lead motorcycles, and what would a parade be without them? But there's more.
Oh, the police department also assists with crowd and traffic control all afternoon, helping kids find their parents when the parents get lost, as they sometimes do. And, of course, helping the county buses keep up with their schedules in Milwaukee.
This is the Milwaukee Police Band following those motorcycles.
The 5th appearance for them in the City Festivals Parade. They're here every year. The band this year will be playing the Summerfest Polka in honor of its composer, Mayor Henry Meyer. He wrote the song.
Milwaukee Police Band this summer at the South Shore Water Frolics and German Fest.
Kids know who this is, McGruff, a crime prevention dog, and it's fitting that he follow the police department because, you know, he wants to tell all the parade watchers to take a bite out of crime. Betcha. There's the Old Schlitz firing squad and drill team.
This is the very last parade appearance for the Old Schlitz firing squad and drill team.
They've been around, well, for 20 years. This honored group has held the title of State Drill Team Champions, and they're going to dedicate this very last parade to the boys who marched before us, as they say. There they are in their ruby red uniforms, and after this parade, those uniforms will be permanently retired, and they'll be donated to the Milwaukee County Museum and the County Historical Society. Whoa! That scared a few folks.
And following them, some non-marching members of this Old Schlitz firing squad and drill team. Been with this group for a long time. Again, their last performance.
There's the 84th Division Band, United States Army Reserve from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, led by Chief Warrant Officer Ron DeVillers. And there's Mayor Henry Meyer and his wife, Dr. Karen Lamb, walking the parade route this year. There is a car in front of them in case they need it, but he intends to walk the whole way.
He did come over here and show us his tennis shoes earlier, so he's ready for this walk. The mayor is often referred to as the father of Summerfest, and of course he is the founder of the City of Festivals Parade. A big day for Henry Meyer.
I'm sure this will be a special one for him after announcing that he does not intend to seek re-election again. Walking right behind Mayor Meyer and Dr. Lamb, the first mayor of Milwaukee, Solomon Juneau, and his wife, Josette.
Now, portraying the Juneaus are I. Randolph Shiner and his wife, Laurie.
They're dressed in clothes of the era, and they won this parade fantasy opportunity by being the high bidders at the Congregational Temple Sinai.
Smiling faces, they're happy to be here today, looks like.
Here comes the first drum and bugle corps of the day, the Phantom Regiment from Rockford, Illinois.
The Phantom Regiment is placed in the top 10 at the Drum Corps International Championship since 1975.
They base their show on classical music. Today, the selections come from Swan Lake and the Nutcracker. Music by Tchaikovsky.
This talented group's director is Ron Schultz. He's put in some days of hard work with this group, certainly.
Let's listen to the Phantom Regiment.
A crowd favorite here, Phantom Regiment Drum and Bugle Corps from Rockford, Illinois.
Some nice shots of them. And there's the first float of the day, a multi-ethnic unit entitled Children of the World Living in Peace and Harmony.
Now, we saw doves released, or pigeons, I should say, released early on in the parade. They're going to be continued to be released along the parade route from this float.
The theme is peace, love, tranquility, and purity. As you can see, the whole float is decorated in red, white, and gold. Features a playground with children of all races playing together.
Now, all the plants on this float, when you see some of the close-up shots, they are all live.
And there's that big dove at the end, carrying an olive branch. Dove's head is hand-carved out of styrofoam.
This float is sponsored by the Miller Brewing Company, the builder, the Dursey Company.
And there is Marie Osmond, courtesy of Trammell Crow. She'll be performing tonight at the Lakefront festivities, 8:30 down at the Summerfest grounds.
A busy day for her in Milwaukee, the parade, and before that, a visit at Children's Hospital with some of the people there.
The famous Osmond smile.
Now, I know that it was uncertain until rather a last-minute decision was made on her part to be here for the parade
Just
today.
the other day it was.
The
Following
Lakeside
Marie Osmond,
Lutheran High School Warrior Band. Now, they are from Lake Mills, Wisconsin. This is their 5th City of Festivals parade. They haven't missed a one.
not a one. They're going to be performing a piece by John Higgins today entitled Magna. Their uniforms, red, white, and Columbia blue, were designed by band members' parents. They're all handmade.
Now, their high school isn't a very big one, but it sure is musical. Out of 400 students in that high school, 130 of them play in the band during the regular school year. Now, during the summer months, 100 members continue to play.
Let's watch the Lakeside Lutheran High School Warrior Band from Lake Mills, Wisconsin.
television crew.
Here's the honorary parade marshal today, the music director of the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra, Maestro Zdenek McCall.
The coverage of the 5th annual City of Festivals Parade will continue in just a moment.
In this valley, nature can't be hurried. It takes an entire growing season to get to this day. The best takes time, which is why Heileman's old-style beer is fully kreuzened, slowly and naturally. Kreuzening is an expensive, time-consuming method of double brewing for unmatched smoothness and drinkability. Nature can't be hurried, nor do we hurry Old Style, America's best brewed premium beer.
Come on, baby, let's do the twist. Come on, baby, let's do the twist. Take me by my little hand and go like this.
What do I have to do to get your attention?
Wait till I'm done with this.
Introducing the cool twist from Hardee's. Chocolate and vanilla together or apart. All new, all from Hardee's.
The word's out. Last year, Bob Token had the largest sales increase of any Metro Milwaukee Buick dealer.
And for all the right reasons. Lower prices, better service, and nicer people, too.
That's why I bought my new Buick from Bob.
Not only did I get a good deal, but the service was great, too.
I saved over $900 on my newest Sabre. That's a fact.
Discover the difference. Discover Bob Token Buick on South 27th.
Well, I saved a ton.
We don't want you to miss a single beat of this parade.
Tom Pippins and Jill Geisler will tell you what happened while we were away.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. It's nice to be back with you. Jill Geisler's eyes are better than mine, you know, so I think we'll ask her to fill us in.
How about a big, beautiful Czech balloon? And the message, of course, is everything you do must come from the heart. And that's being carried by the Czech Moravian Dance Group of Milwaukee. Isn't that beautiful? Nice and colorful. Our director doesn't miss a thing, huh?
Oh, no.
And he's certainly not going to miss a VIP in today's parade who will be coming up shortly.
It's Buffalo Bob.
That's right. Now, it looks like all the kids want to say hi to Buffalo Bob, so he's been held up a little bit. So we'll keep looking at this Czech balloon. And that's the first of a couple of balloons you're going to see in the parade today.
You know, Jill, you pointed out all the work that goes into these beautiful ornaments and all the design that we see. It's just as tremendous.
Well, I think what's great today is that the wind is such that they're not having difficulty with the balloons. Last year, a couple of the balloons that they were taking down the street, they weren't able to carry all the way down to the lakefront because of the wind. Temperature right now is, maybe high 70s, just a nice breeze, not even too difficult of a sun situation for us. Good day for a parade.
We're getting set, I think, for Buffalo Bob. I know he's going to be getting there. He comes,
they say
Jill.
He's coming down the street.
He'll be within the range of your television very, very shortly.
I guess the question, of course, Tom, is what time is it?
Well, it's Howdy Doody time.
And there he is. Celebrity Grand Marshals in honor of the 40th anniversary of Howdy Doody are Buffalo Bob and Clarabelle. Now, you're looking at Buffalo Bob Smith, who began his career on the Howdy Doody show in 1947.
Unbelievable. Immensely popular children's television show. A total of 2,343 performances over a period of 13 years, Jill.
There he is. How come he hasn't aged a day?
I don't know. He fits into that outfit just like it was made for him today.
And walking along beside him is the winner of the Howdy Doody Lookalike contest. Well, there's Princess Summer, Fall, Winter, Spring. And there he is. There's Clarabelle. Now, with Clarabelle is another winner of the Lookalike contest. Look at that. Aren't they adorable?
6-year-old Timmy
Dobrinsky, yep, and he was the winner of the Howdy Doody Lookalike contest. Now, as you know, and now this is the Peanut Gallery coming up behind them. These people are going to be able to be the official Peanut Gallery, and they had to write letters asking and telling what would the reason be that they'd want to be. Now, look at those folks. Look at that Peanut Gallery.
That's great.
What a bunch of happy folks.
What an exciting time, Jill.
Do you know the Howdy Doody song?
It's Howdy Doody time. It's Howdy Doody time.
Bob Smith and Howdy Do. Say howdy do to you.
Yeah.
Okay, and right behind, now take a look at this. You have got, there's Lady. Do you like her? She makes it all around town, actually. She's been seen at some of the Green Bay Packer games. And he said his owner didn't take her long to learn, he said, how to ride that motorcycle. Is she something?
Great. I like the get-up, too. The outfits are wonderful.
The audience reaction, I think, is something. And here, Tom, is the Knights Drum and Bugle Corps.
They're from Geneseo, Illinois. More than 100 young men and women ages 16 to 21. Let's listen.
The next float in the parade, the singing gondoliers and classical opera exemplify the old world charm of Italy.
And what could be more Italian than grand opera and gondolas?
That's right. Tom, actually, you sat on top of that float, and that is one beautiful float.
It is gorgeous, but as you pointed out at the time, Jill, it's a little unsteady, and it isn't all that comfortable for all that time.
That's right, but the man up there at the very top is Eddie and Dolly Glorioso, the king and queen of 1987 Carnival for Festa Italiana.
Boy, I'm looking forward to that. I'll have to run extra miles so as not to put on the weight.
Look at that. There's actually three units all together making up that float. And there's a lead gondola, of course, and then there are scenes from the opera, and look at those Venetian gondolas in the back.
After being with you last year and looking at the floats, I couldn't have imagined them being any better, but I must agree, somehow they've improved on them this year, Jill.
The colors are absolutely beautiful. We also peeked inside of those, the gondolas, and you're looking at a couple of John Deere tractor-powered and some couple of Honda power there.
Couple of Hondas. And a reminder to you that the Festa Italiana will be held July 16th through the 19th.
The sponsor of that float, by the way, was Johnson Controls. And now, you're going to let me pronounce this, right? The Sabandieratori. You like that?
Oh, that's great. Did you practice that?
Yes, I did. The Sabandieratori Hasventum, and those are the flag throwers. We've been covering them in our news. They are fabulous.
25 men dressed in ancient Renaissance costumes represent the town of
San Gemini, Italy.
Just north of Rome.
They made their debut in '84 here at Festa Italiana. After that fanfare come the flag throwers themselves. And there's an interesting story to what this flag throwing talent is all about.
Well, it finds its roots in the medieval era. Soldiers would fight to death to protect their castle's flag. And if things looked bad, the flag carrier would toss the flag to somebody behind him to avoid capture by the enemy. That's loyalty.
That is talent as well. One of those flags, I'm told, has a TV6 on it. They promised us they'd put it out there. Let's keep looking for it.
Make sure and catch it, guys.
That's
Please.
Right. And most of the members of this group are in their late teens. Many of them joined when they were just 14 years old, and they'll continue till they're about 30.
Sponsor, the Milwaukee Center.
That is really something.
Those costumes are tremendous.
And don't forget, TV6 will be broadcasting the Mass from Festa Italiana this year, 11 o'clock, Sunday, July 19th. And look at this, the Sicilian cart's always a favorite. A little piece of Italian history. Beautiful painted wood Sicilian carts are hand-carved, hand-painted.
They're owned by Antonio and Rosa, let's see, Lopiparo?
Lopiparo, Antonio
Lopiparo.
and Rosa Lopiparo.
In 1979, one of the carts was repainted by an Italian master painter.
And if the name Antonino sounds familiar, it's because it's sponsored by Antonino's Ristorante del Carretto and Lounge.
Did you take some Italian or what?
No, I ate some Italian. It was delicious.
Well, I have too, but it isn't anything for my pronunciation. I love it, though.
And of course, there's the little Festa Italiana cart reminding us to come to Festa. Now, here's a fantasy winner, Tom.
Wow, riding down Wisconsin Avenue in an Excalibur car. That was the fantasy of Betty Puccio, and she's here today at the City of Festivals Parade to live out that dream.
Betty makes some of the greatest pasta in town, by the way. Here's the Sicilian Band, and they come from Chicago.
The largest Italian band in the Midwest, boasting 50 members, and their costumes of red, white, and green striped shirts remind us that Festa Italiana is coming up soon, again, July 16th through 19th.
We will be coming back with more live coverage of the City of Festivals Parade right after this quick break.
Thousands of years ago, in the land that is now Wisconsin, no man had yet come to stay, and the rain that fell was fresh and pure and clean. At the House of Heilemann, we brew our old-style beer with these artesian waters of thousands of years ago. The pure, priceless waters of history. Heilemann's Old Style. We begin with the purest water known to man to make Old Style America's best brewed premium beer.
Come see why Keith's Marina on Big Cedar Lake is breaking all sales records. Located on the water just 20 minutes from Milwaukee, Keith's is your authorized Mercury and Mercruiser dealer. Keith's can show you over 200 boats, including the fine quality Rinker power boats, Sylvan's luxurious pontoon boats and fishing boats, and smoker craft, including the new Magnum series. Keith's Marina has the Milwaukee area's largest selection of boats. Also, many sharp used boats are available. Don't buy until you visit Keith's Marina on Big Cedar Lake.
Ladies and gentlemen, TV6 is proud to present non-stop coverage of the Great Circus Parade, sponsored by the Coca-Cola Company. Yes, folks, thanks to our friends at Coke, you won't miss a minute of the Great Circus Parade. You'll see wild and exotic animals, authentic circus wagons, the glitz, the glitter. You'll see it all from start to finish. The Great Circus Parade, Sunday, July 12th at 1 p.m. on TV6.
Welcome back, everybody, to TV6's live coverage of the City of Festivals Parade with Jill Geisler. I'm Tom Pippins, a bit shaken because I saw some of those beautiful Hawaiian dancers a moment or two ago.
We've got lots of things to show you. Here comes Mike Miller and Nancy Chandler to tell you more.
The main attractions, we got to take a look at them, though.
We're only on about unit number 21, and there's 125 altogether, so plenty of things to come, and we'll have it all for you. Right now, these are the International Folk Dancers of Milwaukee County.
Now, they are certainly well-represented folk dancers of all kinds in this parade. These are International Folk Dancers of Milwaukee County. They were formed in 1981 by Al Reisner and Isabel Roca. Their goal was to form a group that could learn the dances of many different countries.
And today they'll be performing routines from the countries of Germany, Hungary, Russia, Israel, and the British Isles, dressed in the traditional costumes of all those countries.
With all those dances, they also have to have good memories, I think.
And here's the Mexican float. A colorful display of Aztec sculpture and artistry.
Mexico's Aztec heritage is colorfully depicted in the Mexican float, from its feathery red and green gold plumed sunbirds to its ancient scowling serpent heads atop the sculptured pyramid.
Very nice. A lot of those symbols of ancient Aztec artifacts also adorn this Mexican float. Gold, white, brown.
Certainly a very colorful entry. The sponsor of this float is the Honorary Parade Marshals Club. And as they stop and start, those Aztec princesses there have little stands to help them stand up on, and I think they're pretty happy about that.
If you've ever wondered how they can stay standing like that, they are kind of strapped into a little
they're kind of hiding behind them.
Nice floats this year. as the Mexican float makes its way down Wisconsin Avenue. And you're seeing it right at the beginning of the parade route where we always are. So these bands and floats are just beginning their trek down Wisconsin Avenue, with probably, once they get past us, another 400, 450,000 people along the road to see them.
Okay, you want me to pronounce this?
Go ahead.
Mariachi Zapopan de Pepe Diaz.
Whoa. Very
Tell
nice.
them what that is, Mike.
Well, this is really captures the international flavor of this parade. It's a mariachi band, and they are from Mexico City. Listen to that.
Tonight's Zapopan de Pepe Diaz will perform at 8:30 at the Pep stage on the Summerfest grounds.
This is the whole Mexican contingent here to go along with that mariachi band.
Some colorful dancers.
This is the Ballet Mexico Azteca, group out of Chicago. Came up to be in the finest parade in the country, up here in their neighbor to the north, Milwaukee.
Again with some fancy festival footwork.
Boy, they're going to be jumping down Wisconsin Avenue for a couple of hours.
And one of the
things,
yeah, one of the things that's so special about this, though, is those people who are not of a perhaps Spanish Mexican heritage are not familiar with these dances, and they are able to see in a parade like this those types of demonstrations.
That's what it's all about, sharing our culture. Those are the Iberian Spanish dancers. They are from Milwaukee's own Iberian community, Spanish community. They've been representing the Hispanic world at the Holiday Folk Fair for the last 31 years.
Once again, clad in traditional costumes, they've all been carefully researched and designed for authenticity.
Here's an old beer delivery wagon, or it looks like one anyway, from about 1900. This is the Sprecher Brewing Company's first entry in the City of Festivals Parade. Sprecher was established in Milwaukee just a couple of years ago, 1985. It's a microbrewery, and it produces European-style beers.
Probably some of your favorites, Mike. The riders in this wagon wearing green and traditional outfits.
Coming up now, the Cudworth Milwaukee American Legion Band, and they're playing right now, so let's listen to this. Right behind the Cudworth Milwaukee American Legion Band, the LAFT Clowns. That stands for Laughter and Fun Technicians.
That's what they're having today. The group places an emphasis on family clowning and tries to involve children in their clowning activities.
And in 1989, just a couple of years from now, LAFT will host the World Clown Association meetings right here in Milwaukee. They expect to have nearly 2,000 clowns from all over the world.
That's
right here
a lot of clowning around.
I'm sure you'll be seeing that on the TV6 News in 1989. Here are the Hmong Lao performers, the Lao Family Community Incorporated.
Once again, it's their very first City of Festivals parade, a new entry for this year. They're dressed in colorful and traditional garb.
The word Hmong means free man, of course. The Hmong people are Laotian refugees who came to the U.S. after the fall of Saigon. The Milwaukee office of the Lao Family Community was established in 1981 to help Hmong and Laotian refugees adjust to life in Milwaukee.
This group is going to have a busy day. Not only are they part of the City of Festivals parade this afternoon, they will also perform at the lakefront stage tonight following the parade, 8:40 p.m. on the Miller stage.
Those are great outfits. One of the musical instruments they use is called the queege. It has a twofold purpose. It can be used to send the spirit of a dead person to heaven, or it can be used to provide fun at special occasions, and they play it differently depending on which of those two purposes they try to accomplish. Their very first parade.
You can hear the clinking of the silver that they have adorning their costumes as they pass by.
Sparkling outfits, black, pink, green.
Well, Mike, if you carried a briefcase, maybe you'd have a chance in this group, the first Wisconsin briefcase drill team.
I always like this. They made their debut performance just last year in the City of Festivals Parade, and since then they've been bombarded with invitations to perform all throughout the state. They're a group, really, of bankers from First Wisconsin. They try to spoof the stuffy banker image. Carrying their first whisk briefcases.
Oh, boy. I don't think it's true they do this every morning on the way to work, though. I think that's only a vicious rumor.
Look at that precision drill. They're ready to perform one right now.
Now, these types of things don't come naturally to someone who carries a briefcase. They have to practice these formations quite a bit.
Look at that. Every morning at 9 o'clock down at the First Whisk Center, they're doing this.
I gotta hope for their sake those briefcases don't have much in them, or this is going to be a long parade, Mike.
And later on, they do chant as they go along, and some of the words, this is actually one of the chants. See us for a new car loan or a mortgage for your home. Savings, checking, now accounts. Just make sure your checks don't bounce. They'll be chanting that a little later on. Leave it to Milwaukee to think up a precision briefcase team.
Yeah, they gotta go to work somewhere else now. Down the street just a little bit.
Wonder if they have any refreshments in those briefcases.
You heard the music in the background? Well, it's coming from the Shaw Junior High School. Their sponsor, you're seeing the banner, Sargento Cheese Company. They're from Washington, D.C., and this is a lively group.
We saw them the other day at the kickoff luncheon. This is their 4th City of Festivals parade, a very large junior high band numbering over 160 marchers, and they are good. Let's listen to the Shaw Junior High School band from Washington, D.C.
Shaw Junior High School band from Washington, D.C.
We'll be back with more live coverage of the City of Festivals parade in just a minute.
Can you pass the bar exam? These are America's leading light beers. Which one is brewed with pure artesian spring water? Which is naturally carbonated with no shortcuts? Which is fully krausened for smoothness? And which one is naturally brewed? Time's up. The only answer to all the questions is B, Old Style Light. We recommend further study.
Now's the perfect time for home fix-up projects with the help of True Value hardware stores. Restore X paint remover for $9.99 a gallon dissolves old exterior paint. Then apply a fresh coat of True Test Weatherall house paint, priced from $10.98 a gallon. Cover large areas with this Wagner electronic power painter for only $139.99. And get a lift with this 6-foot wood stepladder from Rich. It's just $18.88 at participating True Value hardware stores and home centers.
Car 300, set for engine 8.
Milwaukee County has one of the finest emergency medical systems in the nation. A recent survey showed that there is confusion as to who you should call in an emergency. Call your paramedic system, the fire department. In the city of Milwaukee, dial 347-2323. Learn and use the emergency phone number in your community. This message brought to you by Curtis Universal and Paratech Ambulance Service, private participants in the Milwaukee EMS system.
The fun continues at the City of Festivals Parade.
Let's toss it over to Jill and Tom.
Nancy, thanks very much. I thought I had fun last year. This is even better, if possible.
And while we were away on the break, the MSOE float, the 8th wonder of the world, went by. It was a gorgeous little float. And now the Colts Drum and Bugle Corps.
They're called Iowa's Ambassadors of Music. Talented and, of course, a finalist in every Drum Corps Midwest Championship since its inception.
Let's listen. Coming up next, the American Indian performers, reminding us, of course, about Indian Fest this year, the Indian Summer Festival.
By the way, they will make their Milwaukee premiere on September 11th through the 13th.
These are all members of the American Indian Center, and every costume you see here is authentic. You know, we say costume and outfit. This is what they wear. We should really call them costumes, should we?
Boy, this is a gift.
We're wearing costumes today.
Yeah.
They're beautiful.
Wow.
Again, the Indian Festival, Indian Summer, will be September 11th through the 13th at Milwaukee's lakefront. Performing traditional dances and music.
Well, I hope the audience can appreciate the colors if you're watching in color. Fancy footwork.
Beautiful feathers and leather.
Very proud people, aren't they?
Should be. The very first Americans.
That's right. I think my knees would have given out about half an hour ago, and these 360s would have had me right on the road.
Absolutely. Now, coming up, the French and American Indian float is up next, working in harmony to develop Old Milwaukee.
Featuring the French explorers Marquette and Joliet, who were the first known explorers of the upper Mississippi Valley. And with them, we'll see native Indians in authentic costumes.
The landscape of this float has been designed to resemble that of early Milwaukee. Now, it is AstroTurf, but that's simulating the green grass, and that blue metallic shine you see there, of course, is the gathering place on the waters, Milwaukee, the lake. And then, of course, at the rear of the float, as the float will pass by in just a little bit, you'll see a wigwam. There it is.
45 feet long by 14 feet wide by 14 feet long, sponsored by Mark's Big Boy.
Marquette and Joliet.
Did you know them?
personally. And just a little while ago, we saw the MSOE, Milwaukee School of Engineering float. The engineers put one together, Tom. I'm told they did this the way they cram for exams. They started this on Monday. It's called the 8th Wonder of the World.
It looks as if they worked on it for years.
And underneath there, I understand there's a donated vehicle from one of the MSOE alums. And they're not bad for engineering students,
Boy,
huh?
oh boy, and for cramming at the last moment, tremendous. Back live now.
Okay, Tom, this is something to behold. Do you want me to say this one?
It's your French and Italian. I have enough trouble with the English language, you know that.
This is the Shepherds from Seignos, France.
Very unusual group dressed in sheepskin jackets, performing dances which date back a century. Wow! Well, take a look here.
That is unbelievable.
Shall we dance?
Let's hear it for our camera operators for following that action, too. Now, explain the stilts, because I think that's interesting, Tom.
Well, at one time, shepherds used stilts to see over shrubs when looking for their flock. And today, the shepherds from
Seignos
dance atop these stilts, some of the stilts reaching 14 feet off the ground. I need to talk to Bucks coach Del Harris about a very, very great pivot man for him.
And behind them, the Janesville Fife and Drum Corps, the only colonial-era fife and drum corps in Wisconsin.
Consisting of fifers, drummers, color guard, and buglers.
Janesville Fife and Drum Corps. With a few moms and dads in period costumes helping out.
Authentic Revolutionary War era uniforms. Stay with us, please. Our live coverage on TV6 of the City of Festivals Parades continues right after this.
In this valley, nature can't be hurried. It takes an entire growing season to get to this day. The best takes time, which is why Heileman's old-style beer is fully kreuzened, slowly and naturally. Kreuzening is an expensive, time-consuming method of double brewing for unmatched smoothness and drinkability. Nature can't be hurried, nor do we hurry old-style, America's best brewed premium beer.
Swim now. Make your best deal on an Esther Williams above-ground swimming pool till Father's Day, and Leisure Living Center will install it free. That's right, we've extended the free installation offer on all Esther Williams above-ground pools through Father's Day. So let Dad relax while saving hundreds on installation. Also choose from a great selection of gift ideas for Dad, including custom-crafted McDermott pool cues, floating loungers, and pool radios. Save now on this final free installation offer at Leisure Living Center, 99th and Capitol, 108th and Greenfield, South 27th Street, north of College.
The word's out. In the last year, Bob Token had the largest sales increase of any Metro Milwaukee Buick dealer.
And for all the right reasons. Lower prices, better service, and nicer people, too.
That's why I bought my new Buick from Bob.
Not only did I get a good deal, but the service was great, too.
I saved over $900 on my newest Sabre. That's a fact.
Discover the difference. Discover Bob Token Buick on South 27th.
Well, I saved a ton.
Welcome back, everybody, to the TV6 live coverage of the City of Festivals Parade. I'm Tom Pippins with Jill Geisler.
And the Chicago Cavaliers Drum and Bugle Corps. Look at those horns, 128 strong. The Cavaliers come here from Chicago. And right behind them, harmony in nature brings a bountiful harvest. There's a cornucopia for you, Tom.
Wow, Greek, Swiss, English, Swedish, Scottish, Hawaiian.
And Hmong. All represented on the multi-ethnic float.
Bountiful harvest is the theme of this entry and is carried out with its large cornucopia. I love that word.
Some people call it a horn of plenty.
also known as the Horn of Plenty is right. Formed out of dimensional lumber and covered with floral sheeting.
45 feet long, 14 wide, 14 high, built by the Dursey Company and sponsored by people who'd like you to get a few of those items that are right inside of the cornucopia, pick and save. But that idea of a multi-ethnic float, of course, demonstrates what we're all about here today. And now what is this all about, Tom?
The Triple I Shrine Clowns. You've seen those funny faces before.
And right behind them, look at that face.
Wow.
Look at that face. Oh, hello.
The Continental Youth Band.
Righto. Milwaukee's own. 60 members ranging in age from 7 to 21, and they're making some music.
I like the uniform, striking red, white, and black, and are accented with white hats and shoes.
They call themselves the musical ambassadors of goodwill. Let's listen to them. There's Rainbow Bright and Twink, and if you think people are enjoying seeing them right here in the parade, well, something even nicer happened before.
Right, earlier today, these two colorful characters brought lots of happiness and cheer to the kids at Children's Hospital.
And tonight at 6:30, Rainbow Bright and Twink will give a special performance on the old-style stage at Summerfest on the Henry W. Meyer Festival grounds. Okay, I'm turning this one over to you, Mr. Pepinis.
Well, Pepinis, that's right, Joe. When I start thinking about the Greek Fest, and, you know, I start thinking pastitso, baklava, you name it.
Mother, father,
cousins. That's right. 25 pounds in the midsection. The Hellenic Dancers of the Annunciation Greek Orthodox Church. This group has been in existence for over 45 years, and every year they perform at the Holiday Folk Fair and at Greek Fest, of course.
And they're dressed in Cretan garb. Did I say that correct? You're the Greek expert here. They're performing routines from the Isle of Crete. Hellenic folk dancers.
And Greek Fest, July 9th through 12th.
Now, I realize those past people were your relatives. What about these?
In another life.
Oh, some of our favorites. There's Tom Jakubowski and the one, the only, the original all kazoo band.
150 members, neatly decked out in white shirts, black pants, black vests.
And they're from the Immaculate Heart of Mary Parish in West Dallas. There's Tom.
Thank you. Is that a band?
For many years, they've helped us out in the MD Telethon, and they're always a hit there as they are here. Look at the little guys.
Love them. Hey, they made it back safely, Jill.
There they are. These are the pilots that were in that EAA flyover.
Boy, what a show they put on.
East and west over Wisconsin Avenue. Just to remind everybody about that great EAA fly-in Oshkosh later on this summer. And here is a special unit from the Milwaukee Public Museum, and this one's up in the air.
Up and away with the Milwaukee Public Museum. Brightly colored orange and yellow helium-filled balloon being piloted by the Wizard, the mascot of the museum's Wizard Wing.
Have you ever seen the Wizard Wing? It is fabulous. If anybody who is entertaining children, take them there to see it, because it is a hands-on experience and certainly educational. Do you know the Milwaukee Public Museum is among the 5 largest museums of natural history in the U.S.?
I didn't know that, and I didn't know it was begun in 1882 with a donation of 19,000 specimens, which were donated to the city of Milwaukee by the Wisconsin Natural History Society.
Well, when you take a look at that balloon, it is flying high today. Perfect weather for it. Do you know the name of the museum's mascot?
Smedley, huh?
And here we are with the Smoky Hollow muzzle loaders. The Virginia Militia, Scottish fur traders, Rocky Mountain men, and Indians are all represented in this group.
Smoky Mountain muzzle loaders, a group founded in 1947. Its purpose, to teach shooting sports through the use of muzzle loader firearms. The goal is also to preserve the nation's history through reenactments of the fur trade period.
Now you're seeing over 30 muzzle loaders marching today. Whoa! And you can hear them, clad in clothing made of pure deerskin or deerskin and cloth.
Normally they would fire blank rounds during their performance, but today they're just marching.
I kind of like that, yes.
We're not covered here, ladies and gentlemen.
The Smoky Hollow muzzle loaders are associated with the National and Wisconsin Muzzle Loaders Association. Oh, some jazz.
Shall we dance?
Jazz from the heart of Dixie comes the steaming hot Jazz Jubilee.
Yeah, Mississippi Riverboat days come alive again with a Jazz Jubilee float, a stern wheeler featuring gamblers, Southern Bells, and of course,
Dixieland Jazz, 2 live jazz bands performing on this float. Take a look at them. Don Nettebeck's North Water Street Tavern Band and Bill Sanders' Basin Street Saloon Band.
if this touch of jazz has whet your appetite, you might want to consider stopping by the Jazz Jubilee, as we mentioned, taking place tomorrow. 8 great bands, including the 2 on this float, be performing between noon and 9 p.m. at the Bavarian Inn, 700 West Lexington Boulevard. Tickets still available, may be purchased at the door.
You take a look at this float, and you know what I mean when I said the floats are better than ever this year. The paddle wheel even works, and we're going to wheel our way into a quick break right after this. We'll be back.
Thousands of years ago, in the land that is now Wisconsin, no man had yet come to stay, and the rain that fell was fresh and pure and clean. At the house of Heilemann, we brew our old-style beer with these artesian waters of thousands of years ago. The pure, priceless waters of history. Heilemann's Old Style. We begin with the purest water known to man to make Old Style America's best brewed premium beer.
There are some people who like the taste of Coke. And yes, there are some people who like the taste of Pepsi. But there will always be some people who go out of their way for the great taste of RC Cola.
Wrap up great gifts for your hardworking dad with help from True Value hardware stores. Like the Turbo Wash Pressure Washer, just $14.99 less a $5 mail-in rebate. The Master Mechanic 5-gallon wet-dry vac, just $34.99, cleans up messes in the garage or workshop. This Contico 20-inch toolbox, only $19.99, keeps tools organized. And give your dad a relaxing shower massage by Teledyne Water Pick, just $23.95 at participating True Value hardware stores.
Welcome back, everybody, to the 5th Annual City of Festivals Parade. Tom Pippins and Jill Geisler continuing to have a great time. Hope you're enjoying it.
And ready to go to work, Mike Miller and Nancy Chandler.
You two put your microphones down for a minute, give your arms a rest. We're going to tell people what's going on behind us. It's really still excitement.
You betcha, not even halfway through this parade. Right now from Casper, Wyoming, the Troopers Drum and Bugle Corps.
They look pretty snappy, don't they? They're 1860-style United States cavalry uniforms is what they're wearing. For the last 2 years, these troopers have been finalists in the Drum Corps International Competition.
As we told you, some of the best groups in the world are here. Let's listen to the Troopers from Casper, Wyoming. Watch the Troopers Drum and Bugle Corps from Wyoming. Let's go out to the street and Joanne Williams. Joanne, where are you?
How's it looking out there, Joanne?
I'm right out here next to the Troopers. They're kind of loud, but we're having a good time watching. What's your name?
My name's Annette Forshaw.
Have you been to a City of Festivals parade before?
No.
What do you think?
I think it's great. It's lovely. It's excellent.
Nothing like we have out in Hubertus. Well, so you'd like some more people from Hubertus maybe to come along and take a look at it?
Yeah, I hope they come. It's great. I love it.
The kids seem to like it too.
Yeah, they're all painted up pretty much, but it's fun.
It's fun, and we have some future TV stars here, including this little future anchor woman who's been watching it. Back to you guys back in the booth.
Okay, thanks,
All right.
Joanne.
Here's a familiar guy if you've ever gone to any Bucks games. He's got a lot of pizzazz. This is Bango.
Driving his own golf cart, too.
With his feet almost, it looks like.
Multi-striped golf cart. Bango, underneath there, Bango is really a guy named Todd McLeese, the starting quarterback for Marquette High School's championship football team.
A salute to Milwaukee for showing the world how to live in harmony. A beautiful float.
And there is the theme for the whole parade, living in harmony.
G. Heileman Brewing Company contributes this float to the parade, and it's a beautiful salute to the people of Milwaukee.
Ribbons of flowers cascading from that revolving sign that pays tribute to the 5th annual City of Festivals parade. The Heileman float really celebrates Milwaukee's ethnic diversity by featuring representatives of different ethnic groups who live in the Milwaukee area.
Certainly see the effort that has gone into this float by the G. Heileman Company.
Heileman is a major sponsor of our TV6 parade coverage today. So we thank them for that.
Sundown Spellman.
These folks are from Sundom, Finland. They're making their first United States appearance right here. Fiddlers and 11 ladies dressed in the provincial costumes of the Österbotten province of Finland.
They'll be at the Old World, Wisconsin for Swedish Midsummer Festival tomorrow. Here's the music you've been hearing kind of overpowering those folks.
I believe that's the RTC Great Lakes Band representing the U.S. Navy.
This band is made up solely of recruits.
Every 5 weeks. And they learn 7 new songs.
Doesn't give them a lot of time to practice, does it?
They sound awfully good for a limited amount of practice.
Fittingly, we heard the rendition of Anchors Away. I think those recruits know that song right off the bat. Here's a 19th century antique grocery car. This is from historic Milwaukee. It's owned by the E.R. Godfrey Company.
This thing was really used back in the 1890s, and then they put it into storage, and they later found it in the attic of a Century Foods warehouse. That's when you didn't have to go to the store. They just brought the bags right to your house.
And along with this cart, there are 8 tour guides from historic Milwaukee walking with it today. And their goal is to really preserve the architectural heritage of the city and to show it to people as they come through old Milwaukee.
It's a silhouette of the Milwaukee skyline there on that bandwagon. And here comes a little circus train. Riding in that little circus train, 12 kids, ages 6 to 12. They were randomly selected from entrants in the 94 WKTI Burger King City of Festival Parade sweepstakes.
This train actually goes around to area playgrounds. It's a popular attraction at many of the special events in the Milwaukee area during the summer.
Some of those kids are tired of waving already, and they just got started.
They've got a way to go.
Smile and wave, kids. You're on TV.
Probably a lot of kids on the sideline wouldn't mind changing places with him for a ride in that little circus train. Here are a few vehicles that are moving just a little bit faster than that circus train, at least in a little bit different direction.
Burger King go-karts, bright yellow Indy-type carts, and they're powered by a little lawnmower engines. Briggs & Stratton, I hope.
Those things look like an awful lot of fun, don't they?
Right in line. That's Johnny Rutherford, A.J. Foyt. No, I'm just kidding. Ooh, would that be fun? I'd like to get out there and do that. And who's this?
There are a couple
Reitman
of
and
familiar
Miller.
guys here.
Scary, no way. Hey, what are you guys going bowling or something?
Putting us in front of this many people is a scary thing, isn't it, Bubba?
I'll tell you, it's interesting. That one guy back there has been standing on that pedestal all day waiting. Lots of people out here, and everybody seems to be real friendly. We overheated before. We've been,
That's nothing new, is it?
Thank you. We are enjoying this early. Everybody in Milwaukee comes out. There's nothing like a parade in Milwaukee, and it's an honor to be here with a woman who's going to West Point, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I'm leaving June 30th.
And she won a contest along with Burger King, and your name, of course, is?
Elisa Tharps.
So for Elisa, congratulations, and thank you on behalf of KTI, and hello, Milwaukee. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys look great on camera. Thanks a lot.
Bob Reitman and Gene Miller from WKTI. Out on the route.
Here we see the Madison Scouts Drum and Bugle Corps. And Mike, this is the one that has a kind of an interesting story behind it.
They
There's
are
one
outstanding.
person with this group.
They were founded in 1938. They're one of the oldest drum corps around. They are consistently ranked in the top 5 in the whole world. Let's listen to the Madison Scouts.
That marching along with the Scouts today is John Jekyll of Menominee Falls. He always wanted to march with the Drum and Bugle Corps. He got his wish. His wife bought him a chance to do that for his 40th birthday.
And boy, is he marching with a great group. They've been Drum Corps International finalists every year since 1973, the Madison Scouts.
Beautiful float coming up. Majesty and Serenity surround the Slovak wedding tradition is the title of this Slovak float.
This is one of the floats I checked on earlier before it started. The Slovaks are very proud. They raised $10,000 themselves to build this float.
That is really something.
The only group that did not have a major sponsor, and they're very proud of it. They plan to use those displays, the castle and the arch. They're going to use those and, you know, have parties and stuff for the rest of the year and use
Why
those
not?
babies. Because they paid for it. What the heck?
What this float is actually portraying is a Slovak wedding with the bride asking her parents' blessing before departing with her new husband.
The arch is decorated with Slovak folk art, done by a Milwaukee Slovak. That's the castle of Bojnica.
Said that pretty well, Mike.
And these are the Tatra Slovak dancers and musicians. Well known in Milwaukee. They performed at the Holiday Folk Fair, the State Fair, Summerfest, and the PAC.
And they'll be at the Miller stage at 7 o'clock tonight.
Ooh, like those dresses. Mixture of traditional Slovakian costumes, a variety of fabrics suitable for wear at maybe a festival or a wedding.
Should mention that the Croatian Park will be the site for 2 Slovak celebrations this summer. The Federated Slovak Picnic on the 19th of July and the Wisconsin Slovak Historical Society Picnic on the 23rd of August.
Dancers are named after the Tatra Mountains, which are located in northern Czechoslovakia. That's where they got their title.
You may see on some of these women in Slovakia, women traditionally wear the babushkas.
Yeah.
And the ribbons worn in a young girl's hair denotes the fact that she is eligible for marriage.
Well, that's a nice way to know. You don't.
Yeah, don't say anything to me about that, Mike, okay?
I
No
won't.
ribbons today.
Here's
boy.
a group you're
Oh,
going to
boy.
like.
The Whistling Midgets. What, pray tell, are Whistling Midgets? Well, you got to see them to believe them.
These guys are from Davenport, Washington. There are 4 of them. Check this out. Their navels turn into whistling mouths.
Some
Look at
talented
this.
belly buttons.
It's crazy. Look at that. They're from Washington, but they have good Milwaukee beer bellies.
Their wives are actually the ones that put the makeup on them. I would guess they couldn't quite do that themselves.
We'll be back with more of the City of Festivals Parade in Milwaukee right after this.
Come see why Keith's Marina on Big Cedar Lake is breaking all sales records. Located on the water just 20 minutes from Milwaukee, Keith's is your authorized Mercury and Mercruiser dealer. Keith's can show you over 200 boats, including the fine quality Rinker power boats, Sylvan's luxurious pontoon boats and fishing boats, and smoker craft, including the new Magnum series. Keith's Marina has the Milwaukee area's largest selection of boats. Also, many sharp used boats are available. Don't buy until you visit Keith's Marina on Big Cedar Lake.
Car 300, set for engine 8.
Milwaukee County has one of the finest emergency medical systems in the nation. A recent survey showed that there is confusion as to who you should call in an emergency. Call your paramedic system, the fire department. In the city of Milwaukee, dial 347-2323. Learn and use the emergency phone number in your community. This message brought to you by Curtis Universal and Paratech Ambulance Service, private participants in the Milwaukee EMS system.
Ladies and gentlemen, TV6 presents non-stop coverage of the Great Circus Parade sponsored by Coke. Sunday, July 12th at 1 p.m. on TV6.
We've got bagpipes in the background as the action continues.
And now, to continue the play-by-play, Jill Geisler and Tom Pittman.
Thank you, Mike. Do you have any Scottish in you, Jill?
Not a drop, but you know what? The Caledonian Scottish dancers just went by, and they were dressed in wool. Can you imagine on a day like today?
Beautiful outfits, too, made in Scotland.
Now, coming up, we're going to have, well, we see some horses out here, Mr. Pippins.
Uh-oh.
They tell us they've got some nice shots that they took of some of the dance. And look, this was taken just moments ago. We taped this so you could see it. Now, they really must be dedicated, Tom.
Wow. Men wearing wool jackets, sealskin, looks like sporan.
Or sporran, maybe?
Yeah, perhaps, which you see hanging in front of the kilts. Now we're back live.
Now, coming up next, we have some mounted officers. This is the Great Lakes Paso Fino Federation.
The first horses in America, actually ancestors of the Paso Fino. In 1493, Christopher Columbus brought 20 stallions and 5 mares over to the Americas.
Paso Fino means fine step, and that describes their naturally smooth gait. And you can see those Spanish costumes on them as well.
Described as having the delicate style of an Arabian, the aristocratic manners
of a Lipizzaner. Now, coming up next, the Sartell High School Band.
From Sartell, Minnesota, band members are wearing white uniforms with gleaming silver capes.
Let's listen to them. Students here today. They've traveled throughout the United States and Canada, and they do quite a few parades each summer.
Today the band will be performing 2 Spanish tunes, Taurus and Durango.
Now, to get you in the mood for Afrofest, let's take a look at the Zembo Rollers, the Prince Hall Shriners.
The group has been in existence since 1980, but really has developed in the last 3 years. The soul of the festival, Jill. I love the theme.
Absolutely. 6 men riding in mini cars, 6 on Harley motorcycles, and then, of course, that 3-wheeler that we just saw.
I'd like to be in that. That's a little safer than some of those race cars we saw earlier. That's my speed right there. Miller could have the other ones.
How about the motorcycles? How would you take those?
Out of my league, but they're beautiful. Whoa, look at the maneuvers.
Precision. And you know where those motorcycles are built? Right here in Milwaukee. Zembo Rollers from Zembo, Temple number 70.
And they'll be featured in the Racine 4th of July parade and will be in Atlanta this August for the Shriners Convention.
But you saw them here first, and you saw them here live on TV6. And they want you to know that Afrofest is coming up this summer. And there's a float that also is going to let you know a little bit more about that follows the Zembo Rollers as they make their way down Wisconsin Avenue to a lot of applause. And this float says, "We are one people from one source."
Boy, and you pointed out this morning, Jill, it is just lovely.
A sphinx provides the focal point for this Afro-American float, which was designed by local artist Tejumala Olokongani.
The float is decorated in colors of black, white, and metallic gold and provides a striking background for the colorful plumage. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
That adorns the length of the float. Big words for a sportscaster.
Riding on the float, people from the Afro-American, Latin, Egyptian, and South African communities. That is one of the most striking floats I think we've seen in the history of this parade.
Gorgeous.
These are the Dursey Company sponsored it. Right behind them now, the Nefertari Dancers and Drums.
A group comprised of students and graduates of North Division High School, performing traditional African dances.
Group named after Nefertari, one of the wives of an ancient Egyptian black pharaoh.
And performing tonight at the Lakefront festivities, 9:15 at the Pap stage.
Now, these are the Six Flags Great America characters. Do you see Bugs? But there's your favorite Daffy Duck.
Yeah. Excuse me, Jill, I have to go and say hi to them.
Get an autograph, maybe. They're here from Gurnee, Illinois, from Six Flags Great America. Riding in that car, by the way, is 13-year-old Elizabeth Gonzalez of Grafton.
She's another of the many City of Festivals fantasy winners. In addition to the parade ride, Elizabeth also gets to visit Great America. So
you could make friends in a hurry and maybe go along.
Oh.
Okay, Tom, I know you've been waiting for this one. The Methodist Manor Pom-Pom Squad, Snappy Steppers.
Making their very first appearance in the City of Festivals parade.
Last September, these 70 senior women tried out for this opportunity. Auditions were held, 20 of them were chosen, and they've been practicing for months to put on this special show. They'll be performing their routines to Dixie Melody, and they'll also be performing to Lyda Rose.
Want a few facts and figures here, Jill?
The statistics, Mr. Pippin.
Coming right up, Jill, ages range from 62 to 78. They have a total of 77 children and 117 grandchildren among them. You'd never know it. And they have a total of 1,010 years of marriage among them.
Holy cow.
They look beautiful.
And their sponsor, if you can imagine this, Desmond's Formal Wear. By the way, Judy Atkinson of the Wilson Park Senior Center, Nancy McLeod of the Milwaukee Ballet, and Ann Foster of Leisure Services all helped guide these ladies today, and a little bit of choreography for them, too.
I like it, Jill, guys. Look at them strut their stuff.
Isn't that something? We will be back with more live coverage of the 5th Annual City of Festivals Parade right after this.
Can you pass the bar exam? These are America's leading light beers. Which one is brewed with pure artesian spring water? Which is naturally carbonated with no shortcuts? Which is fully krausened for smoothness? And which one is naturally brewed? Time's up. The only answer to all the questions is B, Old Style Light. We recommend further study.
True Value Hardware, it's more than a name.
The Green Thumb half-gallon sprayer can adjust from a gentle mist to a long-range spray for indoor or outdoor use. It's made of tough polyethylene and comes with 2 trial-size packs of Green Thumb plant food. In June, get the half-gallon sprayer for just $8.88. Look for the Hardware Value of the Month banner at participating True Value hardware stores.
The word's out. In the last year, Bob Token had the largest sales increase of any Metro Milwaukee Buick dealer.
And for all the right reasons. Lower prices, better service, and nicer people, too.
That's why I bought my new Buick from Bob.
Not only did I get a good deal, but the service was great, too.
I saved over $900 on my newest Sabre. That's a fact.
Discover the difference. Discover Bob Token Buick on South 27th.
Well, I saved a ton.
Welcome back, everyone, to the City of Festivals Parade. I'm Tom Pippins with Jill Geisler.
Look at this, Wisconsin Food on the Move, a local group from the Jewish Vocational Service, has created their own works of fast food or movable art.
Wow. A life-size cow and tractor, a huge basket of apples, a wedge of cheese, and a bottle of milk. What else do you need?
This is terrific because JVS is a nonprofit organization which serves these special needs friends of ours. Now we're back live, and Tom, the Kewanee chambermaids are here.
Oh, boy. Once again, Jill, please excuse me, because they, well, wait a minute now. A closer look.
Yeah, the Kewanee chambermaids have a long and interesting history. Organized in 1948 by Gordon and Orlo Christensen, now deceased, at the Kewanee Harvest Festival Parade.
And they're in Milwaukee today, decked to the nines, complete with makeup, lipstick, and frilly dresses. I'm glad I got the binoculars out.
Need I point out that these guys have kind of padded their act?
Uh-huh.
Funny you didn't mention those legs, Tom.
Yeah.
Okay, now we get back to some action. North Division's high school band.
The 78-piece band, accompanied by a color guard and baton twirlers, not to mention the pon-pon and cheerleading squads. They're dressed in royal blue Western-style uniforms, trimmed in white.
And listen to this, because they're going to perform La Fiesta Brava. I don't know who's prouder, Mr. Thomas, the band director, or Dr. Simpson, the principal of North Division.
Oh, they were tremendous.
Coming up next, we're going to talk about Polish Fest and take a look at the pastoral scene with historic designs featuring ancient instruments and folk heroes, the Polish float.
Boy, every time, you know, we get into, now I start thinking about Polish food. First the Greek food, the Italians, and now we're in the, oh, wow.
And it all sounds so good. Polish float queen is toward the front of the float, and she's being serenaded by a young man with an accordion.
In back of the tableau, correct?
Tableau, wonderful.
Oh, yes, are 5 men playing old-fashioned Polish musical instruments.
Can you hear that music? That sounds good. It's a beautiful float with that arch connecting the two. And the traditional Polish symbols on board the float. Allen Bradley Company has sponsored this, and of course there is the Polish Queen. And there's the Polish dance troupe right behind them.
Each dancer wearing a costume from the, it must be the
Krakow.
Krakow, thank you. Region of Poland.
The performers represent the Polish Falcon Nest 725 dancers, the Syrena Polish Folk Dance Ensemble, the Mazur dancers, and the Polish Roman Catholic Union of America, and the Polish National Alliance.
And if you'd like, you can see them perform again this evening at 8:10 at the Miller Stage.
Polish Fest, August 27th through the 30th. and some of the best food. Well, here's an old friend of yours. It's Ronald McDonald.
Yeah, hello, Ronald. Oh, Jill, he wants to throw the flower your way.
Oh, he threw a rose out this way. There's Ronald. Boy, the kids sure like him.
We had the Ronald McDonald Run this morning, by the way.
That's right. You were there for the Ronald McDonald House.
Made it through 2 miles without passing out.
And
took me 4 hours and 20 minutes.
Sponsored by the Pabst Brewing Company, the Mount Vernon High School Band from Fortville, Indiana. Let's listen to these great sounds.
Off camera here, ladies and gentlemen. Great music.
Mount Vernon High School Band.
Fortville, Indiana. Well, ladies and gentlemen, while we continue to dance, let's take a time out and then more live coverage on TV6 of the City of Festivals Parade.
You stepped on my toe.
In this valley, nature can't be hurried. It takes an entire growing season to get to this day. The best takes time, which is why Heileman's old-style beer is fully kreuzened, slowly and naturally. Kreuzening is an expensive, time-consuming method of double brewing for unmatched smoothness and drinkability. Nature can't be hurried, nor do we hurry old-style, America's best brewed premium beer.
Car 300, Med 4, engine 8.
Milwaukee County has one of the finest emergency medical systems in the nation. A recent survey showed that there is confusion as to who you should call in an emergency. Call your paramedic system, the fire department. In the city of Milwaukee, dial 347-2323. Learn and use the emergency phone number in your community. This message brought to you by Curtis Universal and Paratech Ambulance Service, private participants in the Milwaukee EMS system.
Come on, baby, let's do the twist. Come on, baby, let's do the twist. Take me by my little hand and go like this.
What do I have to do to get your attention?
Wait till I'm done with this.
Introducing the cool twist from Hardee's. Chocolate and vanilla together or apart. All new, all from Hardee's.
Well, everybody, welcome back to the City of Festivals Parade, the live coverage on TV. So we're dancing. I can't keep up with the younger Jill Geisler.
And my toes hurt. Let's see if Mike Miller and Nancy Chandler can dance as well as Tom.
We've been known to kick up our heels from time to time.
We're not even going to try to compete with him. Well, instead, we'll just show you what's happening out on the street on Wisconsin Avenue as about 500,000 people watch the City of Festivals Parade.
A lot of people not dancing, marching, but riding. Here we see the Pioneer Clowns.
This club is 10 years old, really unique in one respect. The members all work for the telephone company.
And the great thing that they do, this group loves to volunteer their time to entertain children of all ages, and they certainly do that. They perform at many area community groups, including the Special Olympics.
And the March of Dimes and West Dallas Western Days, Christmas Parade. They have a lot of fun.
Right here are some, looks like Mr. Potato Head is what it actually looks like. Costumed characters.
These are from the NW Cash Company. And there's,
some of your son's favorites there,
Mike. My 9-year-old son over here, he could tell me who those guys are for sure.
Look like some people from the Masters of Universe.
Yeah.
However, I haven't played with those.
Oh, I know who that is. That's He-Man and Skeletor.
Well,
yeah.
See, I knew you'd come through in the finish
that's
there, Mike.
Ticket.
The band we see approaching, the Pioneer Drum and Bugle Corps. This is Milwaukee's own entry into the Drum and Bugle Corps competition.
They all live in Milwaukee or the surrounding suburbs.
This is their 26th anniversary for the Pioneers.
Let's listen.
This float, a beautiful entry, is called Escape to Wisconsin, Escape to Milwaukee, sponsored by the Hyatt Regency of Milwaukee.
The theme is tourism in Wisconsin, using one of the most recognizable landmarks in Milwaukee, the Mitchell Park Domes.
This float is proudly representing both the urban and the rural attractions found in our beautiful state.
Look at that, a two-part float. A lot of people are escaping to Milwaukee today. People from all around the Midwest coming to enjoy the City of Festivals Parade.
And also from Hyatt, the Bell Brigade. They carry their luggage in such an expert way. Certainly this Hyatt Bell Brigade has practice at doing that, Mike.
It's their second appearance, dressed in, and those are the official Hyatt Regency Bellman uniforms. They do some synchronized suitcase moves. Reminds you of the first Wisconsin briefcase drill team.
I think we're seeing a few of those moves right now, Mike. Their chant, you may not be able to hear, we're from Hyatt, we know we're the best, so come stay with us and put us to the test. Kind of catchy.
Why don't you stay with us as we continue with more coverage of the City of Festivals Parade in just a moment.
Thousands of years ago, in the land that is now Wisconsin, no man had yet come to stay, and the rain that fell was fresh and pure and clean. At the house of Heilemann, we brew our old-style beer with these artesian waters of thousands of years ago. The pure, priceless waters of history. Heilemann's Old Style. We begin with the purest water known to man to make Old Style America's best brewed premium beer.
Now's the perfect time for home fix-up projects with the help of True Value hardware stores. Restore X paint remover for $9.99 a gallon dissolves old exterior paint. Then apply a fresh coat of True Test Weatherall house paint, priced from $10.98 a gallon. Cover large areas with this Wagner electronic power painter for only $139.99. And get a lift with this 6-foot wood step ladder from Rich. It's just $18.88 at participating True Value hardware stores and home centers.
We're back with coverage of the City of Festivals Parade just in time to show you the Summerfest float.
Hard to miss that with the Summerfest familiar smile right smack dab in the middle. Of course, Summerfest is the largest of Milwaukee's summer festivals. Gets underway not too long from now, June 25th, goes through the 5th of July.
There's the new Marcus Amphitheater, 23,000 seats this year. Summerfest, one of the greatest times of the year. This year featuring on that new amphitheater groups like the Beach Boys, Bruce Hornsby and the Range, the Bangles, Dolly Parton, Paul Simon, Duran Duran, Jimmy Buffett, a whole bunch of great, great entertainment at Summerfest.
And of course, on the 4th of July, a treat, the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra.
Yeah. This is a very special group, the F.J. Gensland School Wheelchair Unit.
This group has been in existence since 1981, frequently has appeared in this parade.
This is a drill team that provides an excellent opportunity for these students to participate in a citywide event. Drills are rehearsed constantly throughout the school year so that everything is perfect when it gets to parade day. Powder blue bolero vests, white shirts.
The audience showing their appreciation for the efforts of these young people. We're seeing some of those maneuvers they've been practicing for this parade, Mike.
Imagine the practice it takes and the determination of these kids to get out there, go all the way down Wisconsin Avenue in front of 500,000 people to participate in the City of Festivals parade. Wheelchair unit from Gensland School. You know, Henry Meyer said the other day at the kickoff luncheon that this is the greatest parade in the world because it's a people's parade. Something like, I forgot, 6,000 to 7,000 to 8,000 people just in the parade.
In the parade, and in the past, estimates for attendance have ranged to 500,000 people, and they're getting their money's worth, which is free, but actually very good today. We'll be back in just a moment with our City of Festivals parade coverage.
Can you pass the bar exam? These are America's leading light beers. Which one is brewed with pure artesian spring water? Which is naturally carbonated with no shortcuts? Which is fully krausened for smoothness? And which one is naturally brewed? Time's up. The only answer to all the questions is B, Old Style Light. We recommend further study.
The word's out. Last year, Bob Token had the largest sales increase of any Metro Milwaukee Buick dealer.
And for all the right reasons. Lower prices, better service, and nicer people, too.
That's why I bought my new Buick from Bob.
Not only did I get a good deal, but the service was great, too.
I saved over $900 on my newest Sabre. That's a fact.
Discover the difference. Discover Bob Token Buick on South 27th.
Well, I saved a ton.
Come on, baby, let's do the twist. Come on, baby, let's do the twist. Take me by my little hand and go like this.
What do I have to do to get your attention?
Wait till I'm done with this.
Introducing the cool twist from Hardee's. Chocolate and vanilla together or apart. All new, all from Hardee's.
You're looking at the Lithuanian group today in the City of Festivals parade. They will be the honored group at the Holiday Folk Fair this year. They're all wearing authentic costumes from various regions of Lithuania. The group dates back to 1980 when several Lithuanian dance groups got together in Milwaukee. They perform every year at the Holiday Folk Fair.
And they are members of the International Lithuanian Folk Dance Institute. That's headquartered in Detroit, Michigan.
There's the
Lithuanian
balloon.
National emblem, the Vytautas the Great.
It's supposed to be a, well, yeah, it is. It takes a little bit of effort to look at it, but it's a knight on horseback. Was an outstanding personality in Lithuanian history, was Vytautas.
Usually you think those balloons are filled with helium. Not that one. It was filled with compressed air. And as we watch these Lithuanian marchers standing at ease, you might say, we really do have to comment on the parade this year has been moving along very smoothly. A big compliment to the organizers. Very few delays, very few times when the audience wasn't able to see the action passing by them.
I think this is the first time, Nancy, that I can remember that it's just been a very, very slight delay in the parade, and they're just about there. They
so
go,
slight
taking
that it's
off
over.
again.
There
was during the commercial, a street sweeper went by. That's about all you missed. But I don't know why the street sweeper was in the middle of the parade. There were no horses or animals that they had to clean up after, but the street sweeper was holding things up for a moment and now getting back underway.
And the Lithuanians waving goodbye to this section of the parade gallery.
Those costumes are just unbelievable, the amount of effort that goes into making those.
This is the Bluecoats Drum and Bugle Corps. They come to us all the way from Canton, Ohio.
This is sponsored by the Canton, Ohio Police Boys Club. They started it to give young people a recreational experience with some potential for learning.
These kids practice 5 to 6 days a week, and they have exceptionally busy summer seasons because of parades like this, I would imagine.
The Bluecoats from Canton, Ohio. Behind the Bluecoats, the Milwaukee Public Library characters.
Pretty busy this time of year with the kids out of school, but still looking for some books to whet their appetite.
Yeah, that's Browser, the mascot. You're supposed to come and browse at the library, get it? They've got not just books, but tapes and materials all over. Milwaukee Public Library, great spot to visit.
Here are the Milwaukee Metro Clowns, kind of a group that likes to have a few laughs.
They've been around for a long time, 13 years now, and they have a great motto. A spoonful of laughter is the best medicine. Take a sip and then pass the spoon around.
Now, this group has several award-winning clowns in it in every level of competition, from local to national, even international. Multiple first-place awards for many of the clowns of this group.
Clowning is a real serious business, really, that you pick a clown and you stay with that character for your entire clowning career.
Yeah, well, there's one person who is out in the crowd and clowning around from time to time, I would imagine, having fun on this parade day. Joanne Williams has been charting the progress of many of the people out there.
There's a guy who's got his lunch with him. That's a car of the future. Boy, is it ever. Elmer Winter and his creation, he calls it the Cocoon, the car for the expressways for the year 2000.
The Fox River Valley Lutheran Youth Band. Fox River Valley, my old stomping grounds. This is a pretty unique parade entry. It's a 6 high school band group combined into one.
They're from Fox Valley Lutheran, Appleton, Nancy, Appleton.
Yep.
Manitowoc Lutheran, Manitowoc, Northland Lutheran, Merrill, Kettle Moraine Lutheran, Jackson, Fond du Lac, Shoreland Lutheran, Somers, a whole lot of places. They took a 2nd place in the City of Festivals parade last year, a 1st place in the Atlanta 4th of July parade. They've also appeared at Walt Disney World and SeaWorld, lots of other places.
And now they're going to play for us again. group combining 6 high school bands into one, and they certainly are unified.
You can see why they've won those awards at Walt Disney World in Atlanta. Those were some pretty original moves. Still playing. Let's give them a listen.
River Valley Lutheran Youth Band.
There's a guy named Walter Never Falter Jankowski. He's been stilt walking for 6 years now. He's wearing his black tuxedo and 4 feet of wood.
The downtown star attraction of the City on the Move is the title of this float.
This float celebrates the 5th anniversary of the Grand Avenue. Front and rear portions of the float carry that familiar Grand Avenue logo. Big star rotates in the middle, flanked by 2 smaller stars. The smaller stars represent the anchor stores, the mall, Marshall Field's, and the Boston store.
And the models riding on the float, of course, are modeling garments from the Grand Avenue. It's sponsored by Marshall Field's, Boston store, and the Grand Avenue. A colorful entry.
45 feet long. 16 feet high, which is the maximum. Can't be any higher than 16 feet or it won't fit under the bridges. There's Wally the Walrus, the Marine Bank mascot.
Wally appears in numerous parades and other community events throughout the year, and he's a lucky guy. He gets to ride. He doesn't have to take a step. Brought a few friends along with him today, too, Mike.
Bye, Wally. He's got a few more folks to wave at.
Swiss Air Folklore Group and and Swiss American dancers.
And they're coming to Milwaukee all the way from Zurich, Switzerland. All the members of this group are employees of Swiss Air, the airline of Switzerland.
Now, the members of this group have many talents: singing, yodeling, Alp horn blowing, and flag throwing.
Well, they throw a lot of flags over there in Europe, don't they? The Italians were throwing some earlier.
Throwing a bit of trivia, the place they're from, Switzerland, will be celebrating its 700th anniversary, August 1st in 1991. Not too far away.
Listen to those Alp horn blowers. They're leading the procession, followed by the flag throwers. Switzerland, by the way, will be celebrating its 700th anniversary, as Nancy said.
The prices of these costumes, by the way, that they're wearing range anywhere from $400 to $3,000.
The men's costumes come from around Bern, Switzerland.
Those Alp horns are no small numbers there, are they?
You gotta have some lungs to blow on those babies. Beautiful costumes. Those are about the frilliest we've seen, I think. Let's see where Joanne Williams is out in the crowd. Joanne?
Mike, I've been watching the parade with a lot of people along the route here, particularly watching this gentleman and his daughter. What's your name?
My name is Jim Huang.
And you're from?
From China.
And your daughter's name is?
Lisa Huang.
Now, how many pictures do you think you've taken of Lisa so far?
Well, I think I have taken 18 pictures for Lisa. I really enjoy the parade.
Lisa, what do you think of the parade?
It's very good.
It's very good. Now, I figured since he's taken 18 pictures of Lisa alone, he needs one with him in the picture. So I'm going to take a picture of both of them for their scrapbook. Okay, now, smile. There we go. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. They're enjoying the parade, and so am I. It's nicer down here, closer to the bands.
Okay, thanks, Joanne. This is the Rose Festival, Friends of Berner Botanical Gardens, and Prom Queens.
Sweet-smelling entry of the Berner Botanical Gardens is next. And these 43 prom queens are from schools in the greater Milwaukee area. Each is wearing her own prom dress and carrying a dozen gorgeous roses.
I remember prom dresses.
They're sharing some of those roses with the crowd, too. That's nice.
And they're here to invite you to the 1987 Rose Festival. It's June 20th through the 28th. Daily guided tours, craft workshops, and demonstrations by the Herb Society. All special attractions at this year's festival. It's held in Whitwell Park at the Berner Botanical Gardens.
The Grafton High School Black Hawk Band comes strutting down Wisconsin Avenue now. Recognize the Battle Hymn of the Republic there, Mike?
Yeah, stirring version of it, too.
Band director is Tom Christie.
Here's the Peanut Gallery. Another one of those bright red Milwaukee County trolleys. This is a second group of lucky Howdy Doody Peanut Gallery contest winners.
Now, you might remember these contestants were asked to write in 40 words or less why they wanted to be a member of the official Peanut Gallery. Those are the winners.
That's how they got on the trolley. This is the Irish float.
Entitled The Lilting Music of Ireland.
That is a long float.
Young Irish lassies on board.
Yeah.
Some of them playing golden harps.
We could use a few more redheads. Don't forget about Irish Fest, August 14th through the 16th at the Lake Club. This is the Milwaukee District Scottish Pipes and Drums. Great sound. And the Cashel Academy of Irish Dancers representing Irish Fest.
They're wearing blue costumes with white socks. Blue is the ancient royal color of Ireland, despite the fact we usually associate green with Irish.
You think of green clothes and red hair, but not blue. They perform annually at the Holiday Folk Fair, as a lot of these groups do. Great ethnic diversity in this parade, and there's still more to come.
Sure is. Let's go to Jill and Tom.
You want to see something a little bit athletically oriented?
Sure.
How about a unit on wheels? How would you like to see that? We've got a roller skating group that's going to be coming up.
Let's get right to it. I don't want to miss it.
The St. Pius Roller Rink Skating Club going by.
Each skater has made their own costume. Some costumes depict the skater's ethnic origin. Others are reproductions of the 1500s. And some, Jill, are based on futuristic design.
St. Pius Roller Rink started as a church-sponsored activity in 1954. The skating club was formed to provide lessons. Today, 250 club members also do shows and exhibitions, and as you can see, they glide right by in parades.
My experience on roller skates is something we'd rather not get into right here. I'd end up on the sidewalk, into the seats.
Onto your seats.
Yes, correct. Thank you.
coming up next, the star of Indiana Drum and Bugle Corps from
Bloomington, Indiana, home of the champion Indiana Hoosiers basketball team. Spectacular uniforms. They were designed by Michael Cesario and feature an imposing white star trimmed in black on a field of blazing magenta. Ranked 8th in the world, Jill, this group.
Wow, the star of Indiana from Bloomington, Indiana, 128 strong. And coming up now, you're looking at the 750th anniversary of the city of Berlin, Germany, the German float.
At the front of the float are the flags of the United States and Great Britain, the two Allied powers which supplied West Berliners with food when they were cut off by the blockade of 1948.
The center of the float's a replica of the Airlift Monument, which was actually erected by the people of Berlin as a thank you to the peoples of the U.S. and Great Britain. Live plants surround the base of that monument.
And the bear located below the flowers is the symbol of the city of Berlin.
German national flag, colors of black, red, and goldenrod, adorns the rear portion of that float. 750 years of long life in Berlin. Wisconsin Bell is the sponsor of this float. Mayor Henry Meyer told me he takes particular pride in this because he visited Germany recently and told everyone there that they were going to be featured in the City of Festivals parade. And right behind the Berliner Bears.
One of the groups marching with the German float is the Berliner Bears. This group is a social club. It's made up of people who came from the greater Berlin area. Group members speak their own dialect of the German language and do not wear specific costumes.
Might not be specific, but they sure are attractive. And you can see them at German Fest, July 24th to the 26th. A little dancing. Berliner Bears. Now, coming up next.
I'm not going to touch that one.
Do you
That's
want me
all
to
yours.
do this? Would a Geisler do this wrong?
Yes, that's right.
The Donauschwaben Dance Group. Group comprised of performers from 3 different German groups: Donauschwaben Dancers, the Youth Dance Group, and the Costume Group. Now, we saw them go by just a second ago. So now what you're going to see is the Zimmerberg Brass Band from Germany. First trip to the United States.
The band officially formed way back in 1889 with 9 musicians. Today they total 44.
Now, Zimmerberg is located near the Swiss border, and the population of Zimmerberg is small, about 750 people. But honest to goodness, Tom, the people from the City of Festivals parade say that almost every car in Zimmerberg has a bumper sticker that says Milwaukee, a great place on a great lake. Let's listen.
I like that.
That group is 12 years old, the oldest 79 years young. How do you like this parade, Mr. Pippin?
This is even better than last year, Jill. I know that Mayor Meyer has to be just glittering.
What a way to say goodbye as mayor, huh?
Fantastic.
The Music Kapelle Zimmerberg. Oh, and look at this, the Keystone Cops. Do you know, these are actual Milwaukee Police Department issue uniforms that date back to 1930. Well, wait a minute now, the guy in the dress isn't one of them. That wasn't a police officer.
How did he get in there?
They're all members of American Legion Post 415 and current and former members of the police department. Keeping an eye on things. And of course, well, that's the police patrol wagon and...
Uh-oh. I think
He's
I've got
keeping...
a couple of overdue bills. They may be after me.
The 5th annual City of Festivals Parade. Bigger, better, more colorful than ever, better organized. Hasn't it been fun to watch? There's more for us to tell you when we come back right after this.
In this valley, nature can't be hurried. It takes an entire growing season to get to this day. The best takes time, which is why Heileman's old-style beer is fully kreuzened, slowly and naturally. Kreuzening is an expensive, time-consuming method of double brewing for unmatched smoothness and drinkability. Nature can't be hurried, nor do we hurry Old Style, America's best brewed premium beer.
Car 300, set 4, engine 8.
Milwaukee County has one of the finest emergency medical systems in the nation. A recent survey showed that there is confusion as to who you should call in an emergency. Call your paramedic system, the fire department. In the city of Milwaukee, dial 347-2323. Learn and use the emergency phone number in your community. This message brought to you by Curtis Universal and Paratech Ambulance Service, private participants in the Milwaukee EMS system.
We've got what it takes.
At True Value hardware stores, we have a lot of different customers, professionals and do-it-yourselfers of all different ages. But they all have one thing in common. They all know about the great service they get at True Value. We take the time to treat people right, and that's what keeps all those different customers coming back.
Thanks, Don.
Time and time again.
We've got what it takes, True Value.
With Joe Geisler, I'm Tom Pippins. We certainly hope you have enjoyed TV6's live coverage of the City of Festivals Parade, and I'd especially like to thank Mike Miller, Nancy Chandler, and Joanne Williams. And what if maybe you didn't see the coverage?
10:30 Sunday night, a rebroadcast, and then we will see you live at the Great Circus Parade for non-stop coverage. So why don't you join us for the Circus Parade coming up just in July? You'll enjoy that one as well. As the City of Festivals Parade wraps up the 5th annual, remember the 6th annual coming up next year, and we'll see you then too. Bye-bye, everybody.
See you now.
TV6's live coverage of the City of Festivals Parade was brought to you by Old Style Beer, America's best brewed premium beer, and Bob Token, Metro Milwaukee's fastest growing Buick dealer, and by Hardee's, we're out to win you over.